Bonjour, everyone. It is I, Sir David Attenborough. And I'm honestly, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. 2 episodes was too much already. My mental state cannot take this. It is tiring. It is my French dress. I am not even wearing my clothes anymore. These are not my clothes. I just stole them from David's closet. Oh, putain. I can't. But I am ready for Sir David Attenborough. I wanna say that this is gonna be the last Sir David reacts for this year. I will look at the possibility of probably doing this again next year, but I don't know. I am honestly tired and I do not want to, and it is rather annoying to keep this French accent. It is very actually. I am trying to learn English in a more reliable way, but it is very hard to maintain. Of course, it sounds a bit American. Don't tell Sir Colin Attenborough. It still slips out a bit sometimes. But yeah. Anyways, let us see. I have the 2 previous ones I've actually kind of seen before, but this one is completely blind, and I will do my best to do what I do. With my broken baguette. I actually look at this. I still have my broken baguette. This thing is probably not good now. Anyway.
Good evening. My name is Sir Colin Attenborough.
Would you look at that? He actually updated the freaking thing down there. Now he has a PhD in coffee hentai. I did not know that. Well, you know what? My friend did say that if there's a hole, there's a dream. And there is technically a hole in those molecules down in the coffee. Look, I studied chemistry. I know my shit when it comes to molecules. You can indeed fuck water. Is it smart to do? Well, I mean, you're fucking a human. That is basically water.
And today, it's the 3rd week of Sir Colin November. And it's come to my attention that David is actually planning on making a video about mice tea. And I'm not going to go so low as to take away his furry hentai from him. So,
you know what? That is a fair point. Honestly, I haven't even touched his stash. He has an entire folder full of it. And it's gross. It's gross. It is really gross. So you know what? Fair point for this guy. He's gonna get an applause from me. Well done, monsieur.
So with that in mind, today, instead of talking about the tea visual novel, I'm going to talk about the coffee visual novel. Caffeine, Victoria's Legacy.
You look gross.
And you are in for a hell of a ride.
This
The
video
game
contains
begins
spoiler.
with...
Everything you talk about contains a spoiler. You know what? I will infuse a spoiler warning into the start of all my videos with the help of David. That is right. I will hire David. Actually, more like I will just force him to make videos for the December. Okay, look out for Sir David December. Sir David Attenborough forcing David to make videos. That is right. I've got that upper hand. That is the benefit of living in his closet, right next to his demon. I don't know why the demon lives there. There's probably a story to that, but that is not my focus.
You playing as a young man named Taka Knight.
Like a knight. Take a knight and stick it in my throat.
You are on a plane on your way to Japan, and the woman sitting next to you offers you a cup of coffee.
Wow! She looks terrifying. I honestly do not know if I would feel comfortable looking into that face.
Well, of course, you accept. You take a little sip, and suddenly the plane explodes because...
What is Coffee Terrorist trying to tell me? That is by far one of the funniest lines I've ever seen in one of these videos.
she was a coffee terrorist.
What? A strong force pulls me out of my seat. My body is thrown into the deep blue sky. I try to maintain consciousness, but the deafening screams of the wind sound like an invitation to the devil. Oh my god, this is going to... Clouds keep falling towards me. I will never be able to see me. I'm scared. I don't want to die. Taka taka. Taka. No, I love when love stories start with terrorism. You know? 9/11 was a love story between 2 planes. crashing into two different buildings. Let the fear go away. How long is this opening? Oh mon dieu.
If I wasn't intrigued before, I certainly am now. But the early game does come across a little strange.
No shit. You were in a plane, and that plane blew up because of a coffee terrorist. What? Did you think it was gonna be normal after that? I'm sorry, but at the beginning, just throws it into a tornado, spins it around, and then...
My feelings were very mixed on it. For one, look at these sprites.
What? You don't like this girl looking dead into my soul?
Look at the eyes. Those eyes stare into your...
Oh. Give that French girl a mustache, and then I will marry her.
soul. Something is wrong. This is Diana Garnett.
You're right. It is a blessing in disguise. I should be grateful for what happened. That is a positive way of seeing things.
I can't say that I knew of her beforehand, but Elissa Park, my beloved.
Is that an orgasm?
And of course there is...
Of course! Charcoal stoves are the best for boiling water.
Oh mon dieu! J'ai envie j'ai envie de me... Fuck! Oh mon dieu! J'ai tellement envie de me mourir! I can't French today.
The chrysanthemum blooms during the month, oh! It's always desirable to put...
Your dear old granddad ain't crying up in heaven because you decided to do some bride in the back of his RV.
What is going on? I know this is almost the finale of Sir Colin November, but what is going on here? I will make a proper arc for Sir David December.
I used her.
People use people all the time. That's what makes them family. So if you're gonna hate yourself, find a reason.
Excuse me. This is Highway Blossoms? The game that this man has forced David to play several times, and David has pushed it along because he wants to make the game as sufferable as possible by having his friends read it?
I will say Elsie Lovelock plays her role quite excellently, though.
Unpatriotic. There has never been a house as patriotic.
Unpatriotic! There has never been a house as patriotic as House Argyll! Everything we do is for the crowd! Oh, live Queen Elizabeth!
My early feelings on the game, I admit, were very mixed. The writing in the early game is a little awkward, and by a little...
Somehow I could empathize listening to Ocean's story. I had a father as well, who I refused to follow in his foot. Excuse me, who did the English here? I reflexively step back when the gun barrel momentarily points towards me. Lady Stanley opens the cartridge to show that it's empty. Yeah, no, clearly someone does not know their English here. I remember exactly what happened that night. The night in which nothing happened. You know, this is like that that eye in Jeremy Bearimy from The Good Place. It just doesn't make sense. And if you haven't watched The Good Place, then you're clearly uncultured. Get your cultured mind in the game. You uncultured pig.
It's Coffee Wizard Steampunk Isekai.
In other words, we have a person that we know that would love this game. He practically wrote a thesis about coffee in chemistry. I don't know. The guy loves coffee. He's addicted to it. And to a lot of other stuff, but mostly coffee.
People drink coffee and it gives them magical powers.
Clearly that is a scam because I just made a coffee and I tasted it and it was gross and I did not get any superpowers. It just made me more fucking American. God damn it.
It needs to rely on foreign imports, and since foreign traders have no use for the local Victorian currency, they exchange it for gold. And that causes issues with currency liquidity, which is threatening to crash the entire Victorian economy because everyone drinks too much coffee.
What the excuse me? Since when did I get into an economics class?
And I so wish I was making this up, but I haven't even touched on any of the character routes yet. But let's start to do just that. There are 4 routes, or 5, or maybe 4, or even 3. It's a bit hard to...
There's honestly actually 10,000. You're just too stupid to find any of the other ones.
And the more of it you play, the better it becomes. At first I was thinking, oh god, do I have to play more of this drivel?
What the why were there dolphins?
And then I was thinking, well, okay, that was rather interesting. And then...
Excuse me, I find a single erotic magazine in my room.
And someone just had a sip of a coffee and all their clothes exploded, and you're wondering, how did we get here? Because
Coffee-gasm? I generally do not have any response to that. Wow, this game is inventing more and more stuff for my brain to process.
the main villain gets tired of the whole cat and mouse game and just mails you a pipe bomb instead.
Pipe bomb!
It has heart. It has soul.
Ha, the two things you don't have.
Because I've discovered that my cousin, Sir David Attenborough, has been making some reaction videos, and I thought I might have a...
Oh mon dieu, oh no. Guys, he has found me out. Shit. Okay, everything's fine. I'm still alive. I'll...
look at one of them and see what he's saying. Now, let's have a look here.
Oh no. I'm pressing spacebar in the wrong. That in a child's room, I beat the child with my baguette 5 times in a row. The child had a concussions at the end. That is your problem for having such shitty porter.
Well,
Okay? Have a... Uh-oh. Is that what offended him? Just that. Honestly, I've said so much stupider stuff to this. This man has still not gone into a confrontation with
it seems that it's time for me to again
The only
engage in
poster
the
I
most
accept are the
ancient and
ones
noble
with
of
real
British
women.
traditions.
I am
Going
French.
to war with
Of
France.
course,
Wait,
we need a baguette in the hand.
Tongues
Yeah,
of
powers of
fire
the-
on his
Oh,
blissful
wait, he's going to war with
land.
France. That's... Honestly, if he's going to war with France, that's fine. I live in Denmark. He can have fun. He can fun. I mean, that would honestly explain the crisis they are having over there right now. It is not affecting me. What are you doing? I am French. French are pretty much... Actually, no, we like our country very much. But in this case, you know what, just go and you take your gun to that. Well, you know what they say. Or, what? Excuse me, does that say Grand Pouvoir?